We have a new bullish rumor for Tesla. First, we need to start with evaluating the credibility of this rumor and specifically how credible is this person. So check this out. Actually, it looks pretty credible. On December 24th, he tweeted Tesla's Shanghai plant canceled its morning shift today on December 24th and began a holiday break while requiring all employees who left Shanghai to return by January 1st, 2023 in preparation for resuming production. This was at 3 in the morning Pacific time. And doing a quick Google search, there is a Reuters article, and usually they break out stories pretty fast, and this was at 7 a.m. So it does appear that indeed this account has some credibility. And here's the rumor. According to insiders, the Model 3 Highland will begin production at Giga Shanghai early next month. This is actually a big deal. Not because we want a newer vehicle from Tesla, but because of reduced costs. Because no Model 3 right now anywhere gets both the front and the rear castings. This one probably will. I also saw someone complaining that Tesla is not sending out new ships loaded with vehicles to, for example, Europe. And this might be one reason why. If you are going to have a new Model 3, you don't want those stuck on a ship for a whole month or a month and a half until it gets to Europe. Remember, this is just totally a rumor, but this does help the rumor. And just exactly how bullish is this for Tesla? Well, before Reuters reported that the refreshed Model 3 is expected to go into production in Shanghai in September. But now it would go into production in April if this rumor is true. Recently, we have also seen Tesla Model 3 production halted because of production line upgrades. Interestingly though, the Model Y production was not suspended, it was only the Model 3. And here's everything that we know about Project Highland, the updated Model 3. And this website, notateslaapp.com, uses very strong language. For example, the Model 3 revamp will include redesigned headlights, which is obvious, but they speak as if they had insider information about this refresh, which does appear to be the case here. And of course, we had multiple photos before of what is supposedly a refreshed Model 3. But the really exciting thing here, for me personally, is not so much as an investor, but more as a customer, but also as an investor as well, is a bumper camera. So when you park, we used to have a Mercedes, which my wife wanted that, so that's why we had it. It's not because I wanted it. I didn't want it. I wanted to get a Tesla instead, but we got rid of it. But one thing that I actually liked about that Mercedes, you had a camera inside the front bumper, and I could park every single time perfectly, absolutely perfectly, if I just go in forward. For example, in our garage, we have things that are organized in a way where we don't have exactly the most space in the garage. So often I would leave about this much space between the wall and the car, and it would be so easy to do. And I know many people are upset about Tesla not having ultrasonic sensors, which made parking a little bit more difficult. But if we have a camera, that would no longer be an issue. And you could say if that was a problem for people, this should stimulate demand. But Tesla Vision Park Assist sometimes just doesn't work because it's not available, because maybe it's too dark or the conditions are not optimal. So if we have that extra camera in the front bumper, that will, I think, solve a lot of issues. They say that the location of a new camera will be very similar to the one shown off on the Cybertruck at Tesla's Investor Day. The rear bumper is also expected to be redesigned, although for the front, of course, that may make the vehicle more aerodynamic. They say the rear bumper redesign, the reason for that is not exactly very clear. Might be just cost saving, or might be just to make the vehicle look fresh again. It is also expected that the mirrors will be slightly different, although the difference will be indeed very small. They also confirmed that there will be more cameras. One we already talked about in the front of a vehicle, but the other two will be on the sides of the vehicle. If you feel like reading, feel free to pause the video here and here. And this is actually a pretty smart update. They are removing a temperature sensor that is used to detect the temperature outside the vehicle. But now they will use GPS data to get weather data. I like this because sometimes when I park a vehicle and if it's directly in the sun or there's something going on that is weird with the weather, maybe let's say I'm parked in a garage and oh yeah, this one is annoying. I am parked in a garage, the garage is warm, I drive outside and then it still tells me that it's actually really warm outside, but I know it's not, but I'm still wondering how cold is it? I don't know. Or the opposite is true in the summer. A garage is not as hot. Outside is really hot. And I'm just wondering, how hot is it? I want to sort of prepare myself for that hot weather, but I don't really know. So having this from weather data based on the GPS location, I think this works better and it saves some money for Tesla. And this is a welcome change as well. Tesla is also making improvements to its GPS module, which is expected to provide a more accurate location. This could also lead to faster location detection or higher precision. I almost never had any issues with this. I did have an issue a few times where the location of the vehicle was obviously not right and it took the car a few moments to figure it out. It was a little bit annoying. So if it never happened, I would be happier. There will be a few interior changes as well, but nothing major. For example, the wood trim is being removed and replaced with a fabric finish, possibly Alcantara fabric that Tesla already uses in the Model S and X. And then the vehicle's dash will also receive a facelift, but they say that these are going to be mostly just cost-cutting measures, not necessarily to improve anything really. And then the article confirms further that the Model Y refresh will come after the Model 3. It does not seem like they will come out at the same time. One problem that I had, and I noticed many people have a similar problem, is parking your Tesla somewhere where you have a lot of Teslas and then you come back to the parking lot and you try to open someone else's Tesla. That happened to me one time when I was in a big rush. And they had the sentry mode on as well. And yeah, they must have laughed at me when they saw my reaction. Obviously, I was not trying to get into someone else's car. I was just in a rush. So yeah, but Tesla China is offering an interesting new service, official body stickers. I'm not sure if I would want to get any of these stickers, but anything that helps to differentiate someone else's Tesla from my Tesla, I like that idea. I don't want to mix my car with someone else's car. Comment below if you also mixed up your Tesla with someone else's Tesla by accident. And if you haven't seen this, this is pretty hilarious. In response to a request for comment, Twitter's press email responded with a poop emoji, which Mr. Musk recently tweeted will be the company's auto-response for media inquiries. Also, Twitter now offers new equity grants to staff, so everyone who survived, they are getting some equity in the company. Twitter doing good is important for Tesla because then Elon can spend more time at Tesla instead of Twitter. We also have an update on the 2035 combustion ban in Europe, and it turns out it is now moving forward after Germany and EU reach agreement on e-fuels. The question to me is, how can they make sure that these vehicles will only run on e-fuels but not on gas or diesel? While it looks like everything is mostly finalized, it's not completely finalized yet. It appears that everything will pass, but maybe not. But there is that exception now granted that vehicles that can run on e-fuels will be allowed to still be sold in Europe as long as these vehicles run on carbon neutral fuel alternatives, which depending on how you get these fuels, if you, let's say, grow certain things and then you turn that into fuel, you want one to go close to the car's tailpipe and then breathe in all of the exhaust. Overall, though, I don't see much of a need to force automakers into making EVs because that is going to happen anyway. Just this would accelerate it a little bit. I mean, legislation that would completely ban internal combustion engine vehicles. But either way, this will benefit Tesla because some automakers will still be focused on making internal combustion engine vehicles, while Tesla is just going to keep making better battery electric vehicles. So these automakers will get left behind. This benefits Tesla. And this is the Tesla stock buying opportunity explained by Elon Musk. My name is Matt Posius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.